Yo, I can just vibe with that song forever, man. That instrumental is sick. It's a damn shame that the people out there on YouTube keep flagging my content for copyright violations on a song that is royalty free. But that's a topic for a different day. Guys, my name's CJ Curry, and this is the CJ Curry Show. Thank you so much for everybody who's constantly rocking with me day in and day out. My goodness, what are we on here? 10 days in a row that we've done a live show, a live stream. Listen, you want to make sure that you have those notifications turned on so that you don't miss any content that I'm posting. I've been posting 2 videos a day for the last 3 days. We've been doing an early look, first look, whatever you want to call it. Early bird video, right? I did one today. We put together a 6-pick flex entry on PrizePicks. I believe 5 out of the 6 picks ended up getting bumped. So hopefully you guys were able to get your hands on some of those picks. But did you know how PrizePicks rolls, man? Things are a changing and a moving all the time, right? They're always bumping lines up, bumping lines down. And so I'm trying to capture some value for you early in the morning with those early videos. So hopefully you guys are checking those out and digging them. If you are, make sure you like everything. Like. I've been in we'll say the doghouse with YouTube because, you know, I had some personal issues, some family things going on, and, you know, I took 45 plus days off from creating any content. And well, YouTube doesn't like that, all right? They like people who post on a regular basis, but sometimes life, you know, it hands you lemons. And therefore I had to make some lemonade and do what I needed to do and be there for the fam, all right? But anyway, I just want to say what's up to everyone who's here. All you new subscribers, appreciate you. I see Top Flight, Big Said, Price subscribe, Money subscribe. Appreciate the new subs. As always, guys, all the support, all the love is much appreciated. Roy, shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Todd's in the building. He says hello. Hello back at you, my friend. We got Bo Jackson. Bo knows, all right? Bo knows. He says, love your show. Great analysis. Keep it up. We got Ripo in the building, one of our Patreon members. Shout out to Ripo, Patreon gang gang. Appreciate you being here. Unique Carter winning stream. Back at it again. That's right. We're here daily for you guys at 12 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday when I'm feeling froggy. You can catch me on the weekends as well, but definitely Monday through Friday. We got Caesar in the building. He says, hit them likes. Listen to Caesar, all right? Caesar knows what's best for you and for the channel. Kyle Cast, shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Neville's in the building. Eric's here. Dave Gutierrez, good call out yesterday on the Luke Kennard three-point makes. He ended up doing the damn thing, right, versus my Orlando Magic. But hey, enough of the small talk. We got to pick ourselves a winner. We had 32 unique comments left on the replay of yesterday's video podcast. So shout out to all 32 of you who left a comment. Basically, guys, I'm giving away a risk-free 2-pick power play on PrizePicks every single day. So for those of you who are always out there on Twitter, I see you guys. You're responding to the tweets and stuff, asking, where's the promo credits? When y'all gonna airdrop me some, free entries? Well, I'm the guy, all right? I'm the dude. So tell a friend, tell a family member, somebody you really care about who needs some promo credits or one of those risk-free 2-pick power plays added to their account. I'm the plug, y'all. I'm the plug. So let's go ahead and get that risk-free 2-pick power play given away, and then we'll get into some player props. We're going to put together as many picks that make sense, all right? Things have moved and bumped throughout the day, so let's go ahead and get out into it. As you can see, 32 comments already preloaded here. Those were from yesterday's YouTube podcast replay. So all we got to do now, hit the start button, and it's going to randomly select somebody from the comments section. It's B Don. B Don, listen, this is the second time you've won. You did not claim your first one. I'm going to give you another opportunity to win on a different date. Let's pick somebody else, all right? Let's go for another person here, since that person already has won once. There we go. Todd Live for Sundays. Todd Live for Sundays. Listen, Todd, all you got to do, send me a DM. You know how this works. You've won in one of our previous shows before. Appreciate you leaving that comment and always being a big supporter, Todd. Whether it's Twitter, whether it's YouTube, Todd's doing the darn thing. Appreciate you subscribing and, again, commenting. If you want to win like Todd has won, a 2-pick power play, you get both picks right, you win $100 on PrizePicks. Just subscribe, like, and then comment on the replay. Once the show ends, the replay posts to YouTube. You guys go leave a comment and I'll pick somebody. Just like I picked Todd today, I'll pick somebody from today's comment section, all right? So shout out to Todd. You the man, you the man. Now I see somebody's asking me, where's the 6th pick? Well, I'll show you the 6th pick. This was from this morning. 9:26 a.m. is when I made this 6th pick. Yes, it's true. Most of this stuff has already moved. Anthony Davis, less than 37 points and rebounds. He's been bumped down. Sabonis, I was actually trying to get in on Sabonis over 7 assists, but that one got bumped while I was shooting today's early look video. So that one's now at 7.5, but I'm okay with still taking the over at 7.5 because when I was going to take the over at 7, my friends, I was hoping for 8 assists. I wasn't hoping for 7. I was hoping he was going to clear 7 assists. And so Sabonis at 7.5, I'm still okay with that. He's projected for 8.8 dimes today. We know he can get it done. Anthony Edwards, 3.5 assists. He's been bumped up to 4. Brook Lopez, I think, might be the only one who has not been bumped yet. You guys will have to confirm for me, but he's at 8.5 rebounds and assists. I took the over on that. He was projected for right around 8.5. It is a plus EV play. These all are, by the way, which is why PrizePicks is bumping them. Patrick Beverley, 4.5 boards. Took the under on that. It is now sitting at 4. And then Kevin Herter over 21.5 PRA. So you guys were asking, what did we talk about in today's early first look video? This is the 6th pick we put together in that video, all right? Things constantly, rapidly change, though, here on PrizePicks. So let's go ahead and clear that out. We'll refresh, make sure we have all the latest information here on the PrizePicks board. By the way, if you're interested in playing some MLB futures, they got a Shohei Ohtani home run prop up, 30.5 home runs. Whether you go over or under, that's up to you, but you are getting a discount here. It was at 34.5. It's down to 30.5. Guys, I'm pretty heavily invested already in MLB futures. You can see some of the MLB futures plays that I have already locked in here. Some of the home runs I've mixed in with some strikeouts. All right. This was when they first put the MLB futures up. I went ahead and got in early because you know how you have to do, man. You got to be there. You got to be there early or else that value will dry up on you. We got MLB starting tomorrow. Took some home runs here and I took some strikeouts here. So I don't know if any of those lines are, still good. Probably not. A lot of them have moved. That was back in the middle of February when I locked those in. But MLB futures, kind of a fun way for you to stay on top of what's going on in Major League Baseball. All right, 10-game NBA slate. You know I'm here to help you folks out. Those of you who have questions, guys, I can't guarantee I'm going to get to everybody's question. All right, we're going to try to keep this thing under an hour, but I'll get to as many questions as I can. If you want to guarantee that your question is seen and you want that one-on-one live help here on the podcast, you want to be featured on today's show, hey, think about using a super chat. All right, you open up the live chat window on YouTube. There's a little dollar bill sign. You click that for as little as like $1.99, I think it is. Your comment will be highlighted. I'll get you that one-on-one help and support that you so desperately desire, okay? That's what I'm here for. Appreciate all the subscribers, all the likers. Let's get into what we're talking about today. We're going to see me use a couple of tools on today's video. The number one tool right here is going to be the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. This thing has been a godsend as far as locating value and locating value on PrizePicks quickly. That's what I used on today's first look video. And like I said, 5 out of the 6 picks ended up moving as a result. They were all plus EV plays. If you're looking for any of those positive earned value plays, this little tool right here, it is a godsend. Really good stuff. So if you want to save $5 and you want to try it out, guys, down in the description to today's video, I've got an affiliate link. I'm partnered up with Daily Grind Fantasy and their optimizer. So let's refresh it. Let's make sure we have all the latest and greatest data pulled in from the various sports books and take a look at some of these lines here. We do have some value popping off. 3 of those are free throw props. I've been kind of staying away from those, but we got some others here that are not free throw related. So you still got Domantas Sabonis here popping off at 7.5 dimes, my friends. Minus 142 odds to go over. It's a 55.2% hit rate. So as I said, if you got yourself some Sabonis over 6.5 or some Sabonis over 7, you're doing pretty well. I took it at 7.5, and it looks like 7.5 is being pretty heavily juiced over. 55.2% chance that Domantas Sabonis gets those dimes. Let me show you the projection that I have here for Sabonis. We'll refresh here. You're going to see me use this projection tool. Pretty good projections. Can't be too mad at it. But Sabonis is at 8.8 assists, projected for 8.8 dimes. Again, according to the optimizer here, they're saying take the under at 7.5. I took the over at 7.5 anyway. All right. If you want to take the under, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, being that he's projected so well at 8.8. Sabonis has been pretty good. He's better at dropping dimes whenever he's playing at home. Tonight he's not going to be at home. He's going to be on the road against Portland. There's always the risk of like a blowout situation happening. Let me just pull up props.cash to give you guys sort of a visual of what you can expect from Domantas Sabonis tonight. Again, he's playing at Portland, so there's a chance here that the blowout is very real. Portland's not going to have any of their starters in there. They're pretty much done for the season. Portland pulling the plug. Their playoff hopes are pretty much dead and gone at this point. But let's bump them up to 6.5. We'll put them to 7.5. That's where you're going to find them on PrizePicks at the moment. Now, 7.5 assists. You see his averages for the season, 7.2. That's obviously less than 7.5. So like I said, seeing is believing here. But in the last 10 games, Sabonis has done a pretty darn good job, even at 7.5, hitting the over in 6 out of 10 games. That's a 60% hit rate. This is his father's former team, right? Arvydas Sabonis. So Domantas Sabonis usually plays pretty well against his father's former team. He's going to be playing in Portland again. Maybe dad will be at the game. Maybe Sabonis will want to turn up and turn it on for his pops and make dad proud, right? Just throwing it out there. It's fun to think about. But anyway, the last 5 games for Sabonis, you've seen him go over 7.5 assists in 3 out of 5, 60% hit rate. And he's got a couple of games against Portland already this season. In those games, my man is 1 for 2, had 5 dimes and 10 dimes. So you can kind of see what the floor is, right? Sabonis, 5 assists, up as much as 10 assists against this opponent. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I took it over at 7.5. That is technically not a plus EV play to take it over at 7.5. I wanted it at 7. I rolled the dice on it anyway. Like I said, the projection was just looking too sweet at 8.8. So I took the over. But you guys do what you want to do with that one. We got one sitting right here. Luka Doncic at 3 3-point makes. Sportsbooks have him at 2.5, according to this fancy pants optimizer here provided by DGF. 55.5% chance that Luka Doncic stays under 3-3-point makes. So let's take a look at this one. Maybe this is the first pick that we could throw in and get a 6-pick entry cooking up for you friends out there. So we got Luka Doncic projected for 2.9 3-point makes. That's obviously slightly less than 3 3-point makes. You're seeing him as a big betting favorite over 2.5. So they expect him to knock down about 3. At least that's what the odds are implying, that he'll get 3, but maybe he doesn't get 4. So typically I don't like playing any of those props that could potentially tie or push. I don't like my 6-pick being reverted down to a 5-pick, 5-pick down to a 4-pick. You know how PrizePicks rolls. If a player ends up tying or pushing on a prop, well, that prop then reverts down to the next lowest entry size. So if you don't like that, like I don't like that, then you may want to stay away from this one. But Luka Doncic is projected for about 2.9, putting him right around 3 3-point makes. Again, his line on PrizePicks is sitting at 3. The optimizer suggesting, hey, let's take the under. 55.5% chance that Luka goes under 3 3-point makes. And maybe he ties. And it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just not something that I prefer. I like clean wins, clean losses. I don't like ties and pushes. Do you guys play a lot of these push props? Let me know in the live chat. Do you guys like to take props that don't have a hook on them, like Luka Doncic at 3.0 3-point makes? Or do you like to stay away from those? I don't know. Let me know what your preference is. My preference is to kind of stay away from them. But nonetheless, let's look at Luka Doncic real quick. Again, seeing is believing. So that's where the props.cash tools really come into play here, to kind of give you that visual component and show you just how good or bad Luka Doncic has been at this 2.5 3-point make number. So first and foremost, he is averaging 2.8 3-point makes for the season. That's slightly lower than 3, right? So most of the time he's at 3 or less on average for the season. Now, if we bump him from 2.5, where he's got a 51% hit rate, we go up to 3.5, you can see that he's 31%. 31% at 4 or more, right? So if we take the under at 3, we need him to make less than 4. In other words, so he's only hit 4 or more 3-point makes in 31% of the games, just 19 for 61. But this is just no ordinary game here. He is playing against the Philadelphia 76ers, a team that he just faced on March 2nd earlier this month. He hung 7 3-pointers up on them at home. Tonight, he's on the road. So let's take a look at the splits information for Luka Doncic here. Maybe Luka is a better 3-point shooter playing in Dallas than he is playing on the road. In this case, Philadelphia, hostile environment, right? Props.cash has this handy little splits tool where you can look at home splits and away splits. So let's do that real quick. The average for the season, 2.8 3-point makes per game. At home, he makes about 2.7 per game. On the road, he makes exactly 3 3-point makes per game. So if we crank this back up to 3.5, he's hit 4 or more threes on the road in 8 out of 25 games. It's still just a 32% hit rate, so it's a pretty low hit rate. And you take a look here, the Philadelphia 76ers, my friends, 4th in 3-pointers allowed. That's total 3-point makes allowed to opposing teams. They rank 4th, meaning there's only 3 teams in the league allowing fewer total threes than this Philadelphia 76ers defense. And then as far as 3-point percentage allowed, they also rank 4th in that metric, meaning there's only 3 teams that are ranked higher, allowing a lower 3-point field goal percentage than the Philadelphia 76ers are. So that's just some information there for you to consider on Luka Doncic tonight. Again, he's going to need to knock down 4 to kill your bet if you decide to take the under at 3. So optimizer suggesting take the under at 3. You could put that one in. I'm going to skip over it, but I wanted to talk about it because it is popping off right here on this optimizer. Mikal Bridges over 29 points and assists is another play here that is plus EV. 54.6%. 54.6% chance that he goes over 29 according to the way that the math and the odds work here. So let's take a look at Mikal Bridges. Obviously, this one's already been bumped either up or down, either up from 28.5 or down from 29.5. So let's get you a projection on Mikal Bridges real quick. And as always, if you guys are finding any value from today's stream, you know what to do. Support the channel. Like, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. I saw we just had Dennis V subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you. Mikal Bridges, 30.8. All right, that's his projection. He's at 28.5 on some of these books, 29.5 on some of these other books. Hey, points bets even got him up at 30.5. As one of you has so keenly made aware here, is that Mikal Bridges has been bumped. So let's verify. Mikal Bridges is now at 29.5 points and assists. So he's been one that's been very popular today as far as somebody who's been getting bumped. We've seen this one as low as 28.5. It's climbed up to 29. Now it's 29.5. You're now seeing him on some of these sites like a points bet where he's at 30.5. So that line keeps climbing. I don't know where it's going to stop. Maybe he ends up topping out at 30. Maybe he ends up at 30 points and assists by the end of the night. But this one's been bumped to high heaven, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone here and refresh this optimizer and see if we could find some better plays. Jeremiah saying he hates push props. Couldn't agree more. I don't like my entries being reverted down to a smaller payout. Soul Lion saying that Domantas Sabonis is the most consistent player. To be honest, this is coming from a Kings fan. All right, no bias there, right? No bias. Thomas is mentioning some Spencer Dinwiddie assists. He's been hot and he has a great matchup. Kyle's saying that CJ is the GOAT for MLB props. I appreciate that. I plan on doing some MLB content. I want to expand my horizons and not just go basketball. Although hoops are fun. Hoops are fun to talk about. All right, we refreshed the optimizer. Let's see what else is popping off here. Looking for non-push props. We talked about Brook Lopez. I mentioned him earlier. His rebounds and assists still technically a plus EV play, and Miles Turner is potentially out tonight. Yes, this game has blowout risk, blowout potential, but if Miles Turner's out, that's going to leave the Indiana Pacers pretty undersized at the center position, right? No Miles Turner means somebody like Isaiah Jackson might slide into the starting lineup, play a little bit of small ball. But Indiana, nonetheless, I don't think they have anybody really equipped if Miles Turner doesn't play to handle a guy like Splash Mountain Brook Lopez. But 8.5 rebounds and assists, 54.2% chance for this to go over. So liking the chances for it to go over. Let's pull a projection up here now that we've refreshed everything. I got Lopez projected for about 8.4 rebounds and assists. As far as injury situation for the Milwaukee Bucks, who's in, who's out? Well, it looks like Chris Middleton's a game time decision. Joe Ingles also a game time decision. So those guys have been pretty heavily involved in the Milwaukee Bucks rotation lately. So if one or both of those players sits out, they're going to have to rely on Brook Lopez. I think he slides into that third option role without a Chris Middleton. You'll have Giannis, obviously, number one option. Then Drew Holiday. Brook Lopez would be sort of that big three. But yeah, Lopez projecting for 8.4 on a line of 8.5. You're seeing minus 145, minus 135 betting favorite on some of these books here. So not the worst play in the world that you can make. I've already taken it in one entry, so I'm not going to take it again. But for those of you who are wondering what Brook Lopez has been doing this season with this line of 8.5 rebounds and assists, this is where I can help you, okay? This is where I could put some eyes on the situation. Now, Lopez for the season is averaging exactly 8.5 rebounds and assists, but we've seen him over the last like 10 games or so really start to pick it up as far as his hit rates. His rebounds and assists in the last 10, 6 for 10, not too shabby, 60%, averaging a healthy 10 rebounds and assists per game in that 10 game span. And then more importantly, in the last 5 games, you're really seeing some good rebound and assist output here for Lopez, posting 12 against Sacramento, 11 against Phoenix. These are not, shabby teams here. 16 against Utah. Okay, that's kind of a weak matchup. And then 16 against Detroit. Obviously, that's a weak matchup too. But just 3 against Denver against Nikola Jokic, MVP candidate Nikola Jokic. But as far as rebounds and assists allowed, guys, Indiana, 27th ranked in terms of rebounds allowed. Only 3 teams allowing more rebounds per game to opposing teams. You got to like that. And then they rank 28th in assists allowed, meaning only 2 teams in the league give up more dimes than this team, the Indiana Pacers. So Brook Lopez, 8.5. I'm not mad at it. He did play Indiana once, ended up with 8. You would have lost by the hook. Lost by the dreaded hook, which has been happening to me a lot lately. I hate the hook. But I still play hook only props nonetheless. So there you go. There's a little bit of information on Brook Lopez. Like I said, I've already taken this in my previous entry that I placed early this morning. So just to show you guys what's up, that I'm putting my money where my mouth is. There he is, Brook Lopez, still at 8.5. He was at 8.5 as of 9:26 a.m. Eastern time this morning. I took it, and I still think that it's worth taking a shot on, being that they're giving it about a 54% chance for him to go over. All right, we got a couple of questions coming in. We got one super chat that Dave has left. Dave, humbling that you've left that super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much for leaving that super chat. Let's get into what Dave's talking about here. He's liking some Luka Doncic, and you saw who today's thumbnail player of the day was. It was definitely Luka Doncic. He's liking Luka Doncic for a first half points, rebounds, and assists at 23.5. It is a must-win situation, according to Dave here, for Dallas Mavericks. 23.5 in a must-win is a taco. So you're basically saying this is free. You're feeling very confident about Luka Doncic's chances of going over the 23.5 first half PRA. Well, listen, one cool thing about PrizePicks, and there's not too many sites that are doing this, right? You can go out and you could play first half only on some of these different cats. In this case, Luka Doncic. Now, you have two options here. Well, three technically, but two options. If you want, you could go PRA like Dave suggests, or you could go fantasy score. So for this example, we're going to look at Dave's suggested play. He's liking Luka Doncic for more than 23.5 first half points, rebounds, and assists. So hey, the great thing about props.cash is beyond giving you like just the last five like PrizePicks gives you, they actually give you the full season. You can look at more game logs for first half only on props.cash. Just another reason why you should be considering using it if you're not already. So we got the PRA pulled up. We're looking at the full season, first half only. Luka Doncic's line, you're saying, is at 23.5. All right. So he's averaging about 23.1 first half only PRA for the season. Slightly less than his line today at 23.5. We take a look at what he's done here. Let me fix this. There we go. We got the filters fixed. We had it on away only. There we go. That's a lot more games. That seems more realistic. All right, 43 for 61 on Luka Doncic first half PRA. All right, 26 first half PRA per game for the season. That's definitely more than 23.5 by 2.5 for those of you who don't have your calculators handy. But nonetheless, 43 for 61, guys. 70% hit rate, meaning 10 times he takes the floor, 7 out of those 10 times he's going to go over 23.5 first half PRA. So are you guys liking what Dave's liking here? I mean, I could see why Dave is in love with this Luka Doncic prop, why he's calling it a taco. Last 10 games for Luka, you're looking at a 25 first half PRA hit rate, right? So we go here, we bump it down to 23.5. Last 10 games, 25 PRA per game average. Very healthy. 7 out of his last 10 games, he has hit the over. That's 70%. Who doesn't love a 70% hit rate on a prop? And then looking at the last 5 games here for Luka Doncic at 23.5, 3 for 5, 60% hit rate. So the site that you're seeing right here with these lovely green and red bar graphs, this is props.cash. It's a player prop research tool. It's really one of a kind, the best player prop research tool in my opinion. For somebody who likes to dig in and look at the numbers and stuff, it's fantastic. If you're interested, long live T, to sign up and start using props.cash, 25% off your first month. Go down to the description of today's video. I left the link down there. Use code Curry whenever you sign up for props.cash, and you'll save yourself some moolah. Everybody wants to save a little money, right? So 3 out of his last 5 against the Philadelphia 76ers. In fact, March 2nd, 33 first half points, rebounds, and assists. So he's 1 for 1 against Philadelphia. We talked about his massive 70% hit rate for the season. At 23.5, my guys went over in 43 out of 61 games. So as Dave says, this is a must-win scenario and situation for Dallas, right? Their playoff hopes are on the line or something, I guess. I don't know. But Luka's been the man to hit this over at a pretty high hit rate. So there you go. Again, props.cash, making that first half research all the more easy for you. Appreciate the super chat, Dave. I think I like what you like about this pick. So if you want to include this in your entry and you want to lock in this value on Luka Doncic, make sure you're playing on PrizePicks. And if you're not yet, code Curry. Take advantage. Get that 100% instant deposit match. There's a link for you to get signed up down below. Okay? So that's the first one. Dave putting us on for real, says Colin. Couldn't agree more. Tim's coming through. He's liking a little bit of Tyler Herro for some points. We could look at that one. Dave says, I consider anything under 26.5 first half PRA for Luka Doncic value. He says at 23.5, he's got the lock out. He's putting the lock emoji in the chat. All right, cool. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's look at Tim's play. He's mentioning Tyler Herro's points. Well, Tim, let's plug in Mr. Tyler Herro's name here. Tyler Herro coming off of a huge game in his last game. He ended up hanging up 30 plus points on the Toronto Raptors, a good defensive team. You could see that it was a 33-point game. He's gone over 19.5 points in 3 straight games now. He's coming off of a game recently against the New York Knicks where he had 22 points against them back on March 22nd. That was just 3 games ago, folks. So he's at 19.5, coming off of a 22-point effort against the Knicks. So maybe Tim is onto something here. Tim, let's dive in. Let's go player prop hunting. Here I am typing in Tim's name. We're looking for Tyler Herro, not Tim Herro. Maybe you guys are related, though. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Tyler Herro at 19.5 points. So the first question that always goes through my mind when playing anything on PrizePicks, is this plus EV? So is this a positive expected value play on PrizePicks? And in this case, I can answer that by saying yes, it is, but not by much. All right. It's about a 51% chance. According to the odds right now, 51% chance that Tyler Herro covers this. In other words, goes for 20 or more points against the New York Knicks tonight. So let's take a closer look. We're going to pull some projections up. I like to see what these projection models are looking like, right? Just as another added layer of research. I got Tyler Herro projected for about 19.4 points tonight. That's a tight number when you compare it to his line of 19.5 on PrizePicks, right? But you are seeing some books, some smaller sports books, who have Tyler Herro listed at 20.5. So their lines makers are thinking Tyler Herro maybe lands on 20 to 21 points. Some of these more major books have him at 19.5, meaning 19 to 20 points, all right? That's the possible range of outcomes, 19 to 20 points. So let's just go take a look here. Like I said, adding that visual component really helps you to see Tyler Herro's success or, his struggles with covering 19.5 points. So let's look at it together here, friends. So for this season at 19.5 points, Herro has gone over more than going under. In other words, 34 for 62 is the hit rate according to props.cash tools. 55% is the hit rate. All right. Taking a look at his averages for the season, 20.5. That's a whole point higher than where he's at today at 19.5. So that's kind of nice to see. The last 10 games, he's averaging 2 points per game more than his line at 21.5. And then in the last 5 games, 22.4 points per game as well. So just giving you those last 10 game view. All right. 6 for 10, 60%. Last 5 game view, 3 for 5, still sitting at 60%. Now against the New York Knicks, he has played the Knicks not once, not twice, but 3 times. And in all 3 games at 19.5 points, Tyler Herro has gone over. 3 for 3, that's a 100% hit rate for those of you keeping track at home. 3 for 3, 100% with a healthy 25.3 point per game average. Now, what goes up must come down. We're not guaranteeing, we're not locking in Tyler Herro to go for 20 or more points. We would never go that far, right? We're still gambling. Anything could happen tonight. But it's nice to see a guy doing well against his opponent tonight, right? 3 for 3, 25, 29, and 22. He's not barely limping over with 20 points. He's he's covered pretty handily in those 3 games. So there's your rundown on Tyler Herro. Tim, what do you think? You in on Tyler Herro or are you out? Again, the projection's looking kind of tight. Yes, it is a plus EV play, but the odds only slightly in our favor. Slightly better than a coin flip, but better nonetheless. So there you go. Those of you who are watching, I see that, you know, we got quite a few watchers, viewers, people in the audience who have not hit that like button yet. Guys, we're trying to get back in the good graces. Like I said, I took an extended break from YouTube dealing with family matters, and it would mean a lot if you guys could hit that like button. Let's try to get back into the favor of the YouTube algorithm overlords. All right, get back to being recommended and such by YouTube. We've got another super chat here. It's Wesley Winston coming through. Shout out to you, Wes. Thank you. You guys know him as Dub if you guys are in our private Discord. If you're a Patreon member, this is my man Dub. Shout out to Dub, Mr. Wesley Winston himself. All right, take a look at Jimmy Butler over 23.5 points in a must win. All right, so you guys are hyping up Tyler Herro over 19.5 points, but now we got somebody coming through here who's saying Jimmy Buckets. It's a Jimmy Butler kind of night, not a Tyler Herro night. Do you think that there's a chance that maybe both guys go over their point prop? Let me know in the chat if you're watching. Is there a chance that both of these guys can cover their point line tonight? Maybe there is. Going back to the optimizer here. Again, this is the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Jimmy Butler's points at 23.5. This one has a actual slightly higher odds, better chance to hit. All right, we're talking about a 52.1% chance to hit versus Tyler Herro, who was slightly under 51% chance to hit. So Butler's a little higher. He's 4 points higher than Tyler Herro at 23.5 points. So we're talking about a difference of 4 points between Herro and Butler. But Butler, even though he's got the higher point line, he does have the higher chance or odds to hit. So let's take a look at Jimmy Buckets real quick. We've got the projections pulled up here. Again, you don't have to use projections. I do. I like to see, you know, how some of these trusted, reliable projection sources are. Are they always accurate? No. Just like the weatherman can project or forecast rain. He says there might be rain, right? A 60% chance of rain or a 30% chance of showers in your area. It doesn't mean it always happens, right? It doesn't always happen the way that your local weatherman or weatherwoman says it will. But nonetheless, that's what projections are, okay? A range of expected outcomes, things that could happen. And in this case, we got Jimmy Butler for 24 projected points, slightly more than the 23.5. We already see some of these books have him at 24.5, and you're not seeing plus odds on the over at 24.5, which is something else that I kind of look for when I look at some of these sports books, right? FanDuel Sportsbook, in other words, they've got minus 106 to go over at 24.5. It's not plus odds. It's not the worst thing in the world. Based on the odds, there's a chance that he goes over 24.5 points, but we're talking about 23.5 points for Jimmy Butler. Let's go pull him up. We've already got his game logs pulled up here. Taking a look at Jimmy Butler versus the Knicks. Played him 3 times. 10 points in their first meeting on February 2nd, but he came back with resounding 30-plus point games in his next 2 games at home versus the New York Knicks. 33 and 35 against the Knicks. So he's gone over in 2 out of 3. Not the same 3 out of 3 hit rates that we had for Tyler Herro, but still pretty good at 2 out of 3. And like I said, he dropped 30-plus points on him in a couple of those games. I mean, he did play 33.4 minutes in that first game against the Knicks. I guess his shot just wasn't falling. Yeah, he ended up shooting 5 for 13. No 3-point attempts or makes for him in that game. Free throws were very low. His key to success against the Knicks in those 2 more recent games, March 3rd and March 22nd, he was getting to the free throw line. So maybe you consider some free throw props on Jimmy Buckets tonight. He got to the line 20 times against the Knicks, shot 18 for 20 from the line in that game. And then the run it back game just a couple weeks later, he went to the line 14 times and knocked down 11 out of 14 from the free throw line. So his ability to get to the free throw line will definitely determine whether or not he's going to cover 23.5 points tonight. If he's going to get to the line double-digit times, 10-plus free throw attempts, you got to figure that, hey, Jimmy Butler should be in for a pretty good night. when it comes to scoring the basketball. Okay, so those were game logs against the Knicks. 2 for 3 against the Knicks, averaging 26 points per game. But what about for the rest of the season here? Let's go look at that. At 23.5 points, 29 for 60, just a 48% hit rate. Not great. But things have really started to turn up here for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. We look at the last 30 games, we're going from a 48% hit rate to a 53% hit rate. We look at the last 10 games, 8 for 10 and 80% hit rate. So Jimmy Butler is determined. He's been a driven man, so to speak, lately, carrying this Miami Heat squad on his back, though. 8 for 10, 80% hit rate, 27.5 points per game on a line of 23.5 tonight. That's a 4-point difference. And last 5, 3 for 5, 60%. Didn't have a great showing against the Brooklyn Nets. Didn't even hit 20 points, but he did have 23 against Memphis. Very close, but no cigar. All right. So there you go. That is a little rundown there for Jimmy Butler. Yes, it is a plus EV play. 52.1% chance to hit the over. Yes, it is projected well at 24 points. And yes, he has gone over in back-to-back games versus the New York Knicks. 2 for 3 overall, and you can see what he's been doing in his last 10 games. He's just been on fire. So, Wes, Mr. Winston, I'm going to ride with you on this one. Forget Herro. For me, I'm going Jimmy Buckets, baby. Whether or not you agree with that, hey, choice is yours. I'm riding with the higher percentage chance to hit, the higher implied odds, which is with Jimmy Butler here tonight. You guys can decide whether or not you want to go Herro or Butler. I think I'm going to go with Jimmy Butler, though. It's Butler season, right? Miami Heat fans. We got any Heat fans in here? Is it Butler season? Let me know. All right, so let's go back to this Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. Let's refresh this sucker. Let's see if anything else is popping up as potential value plays, right? That's what we're looking for. DeRozan. DeRozan. 0.5 3-point makes. Guys, do we trust DeMar DeRozan to knock down 1 3-pointer tonight? This thing is being juiced up pretty heavily. If you look at a site like Pinnacle Sportsbook, minus 152 betting favorite to go over. DeMar DeRozan, historically, not a guy who attempts very many threes. And because his attempts are low, well, you guessed it, his makes are also pretty darn low. 54.5% chance, though, based on the odds, right? Based on the odds, math don't lie. Based on the odds, 54.5% chance that DeMar DeRozan's going to knock down at least one tonight. Whew. Scary. Got to be honest with you. I'm scared of this one a little bit because DeMar DeRozan's just not a 3-point guy. Projection-wise, though, he's going up against the Lakers. He's playing at home tonight. Projected for 0.6 3-point makes. That is more than 0.5. Got to give you that. Projection models have him at 0.6, slightly more than the 0.5. Now, do you guys want me to pull these game logs up for my guy, DeMar DeRozan here? Because I will. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, DeRozan for the season. 23 for 68, meaning only 23 times out of 68 appearances has he gone over and made at least 1 3-point make. That's a 34% hit rate. Here's what I'll give you, though. For those DeMar DeRozan truthers out there who think he's going to go over his 3-point makes, the last 10 games, he's really started to pick up some steam here. He's taking and making more threes. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's gotten into DeMar DeRozan lately, but hey, he's taking them and making them. 7 out of 10, 70% hit rate. Failed to do so against Philadelphia in back-to-back games. Did not make one against the Denver Nuggets. Now, he just played the Los Angeles Lakers, who is tonight's opponent. In LA, he knocked down 2 threes against the Lakers. Only one game against the Lakers this season. He did have 2 3-pointers against them. Scary proposition here on DeMar DeRozan. Now, as far as the defense goes on the Los Angeles Lakers, 22 3-pointers allowed per game. They ranked 22nd in 3-pointers allowed per game, giving up over 12 per game, almost 13 3-point makes per game. So they are giving up quite a few. There's only 8 teams allowing more 3-point makes than this Los Angeles Lakers team. But as far as percentage goes, they do rank 3rd. So they're allowing a lot of makes, but not a very high percentage. I don't know, make it make sense. But that's the situation for DeMar DeRozan. We can take a look at his home and road splits. Again, he's going to be playing at home tonight. For the season, he's averaging 0.6. When he plays at home, he is averaging 0.6. When he plays on the road, he is averaging 0.7. But I want to show you something about his recent home games here. Let's look at the last 10 home games for DeMar DeRozan. He's hit the over in 5 out of his last 6 home games. So maybe there's a chance that DeMar DeRozan knocks down 1-3 tonight. Are you guys taking it or leaving it? DeMar DeRozan on 1 3-point make. Jeremiah says, as a Lakers fan, he probably can. Long Live T says, DeMar play got me sweating already. I think it could be a sweat, or it could be one of them ones where he just comes out, knocks it down, gets rid of it early for you. It's a boom or bust prop, right? There's no in between. There's no gray area. Very binary typically. You know, he's going to either make 0 or he's going to make like 1 or 2 based on what we see. Colin says, I got faith in DeMar, but I know I'm going to be sweating. Well, you know what? Fortune favors the bold, my friend, and I am going to take DeRozan against my own better judgment. Playing against LA, just knocked down 2 against him recently, has been hitting more threes lately than he has been in previous games of the season. Home games, he's making 5 out of his last 6 home games. He's hit the over, I think. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Who's coming with me? Jerry Maguire style. Who's coming with me? Are you coming with me? Are you coming with me? I don't know. You don't have to, all right? I'm a wild man, so I'm going to go for it. But Luka Doncic over 23.5 first half PRA is what we talked about so far. 70% hit rate this season. Had 33 first half PRA the last time he played Philly. Jimmy Butler. It's Butler season, all right? As the Miami Heat march toward the playoffs, 2 30-point games against the Knicks in his last 2 appearances against them. That one's looking pretty spicy. And then DeMar DeRozan, if you want to sweat with me, we're not going to the gym. All we're going to do is be watching basketball, and DeMar DeRozan's going to, help us burn some calories. All right, with that 3-point make prop. But like I said, 54.5% chance that he goes over. Truly, truly a sweat with DeMar DeRozan anytime we're talking about a 3-point make prop, right? What about this one? We've got Tre Jones. Who? Tre Jones. San Antonio Spurs point guard Tre Jones. Rebounds and assists are sitting at 9.5 according to the Opti. 54% chance that he goes over. Tre Jones, San Antonio, they've been obviously in full-on tank mode. Let's take a look at the San Antonio Spurs injury situation tonight. No Keldon Johnson, no Jeremy Sohan, no Devin Vassell. That's probably like their top 3 players. So they're going to be without their top 3 guys. Kim Birch, not really a factor, but he's out as well. 234.5 point total with a 5.5 point spread. So Tre Jones might be the man tonight for San Antonio. He's at 9.5 rebounds and assists. Now, I know he's capable of dropping some dimes. I don't know about the rebounds. I think the bulk of this 9.5 is going to have to come from him with the assist category, right? So let's take a look at this one real quick, guys. Projection time. Let's pull up a projection on Tre Jones and see if the models are liking him or nah. Well, he's at 9.2. That's pretty close. I mean, that puts us in the ballpark of 9 to 10, right? I'd like it better if it was like 10.2 versus 9.2, but hey, it is a plus EV play, okay? Let's go to PropStatCash real quick and take a look at Tre Jones here, his rebounds and assists. Going up against Utah, Tre Jones. Here's what we can do. Cool feature I'm going to show you about PropStatCash, right? Everything's reset. We've got him at 9.5, 30 for 61, just a 49% hit rate. But let's start taking some of these impact players out of the game. In other words, we can go games without. We can take Keldon Johnson out. He's not going to be playing tonight. When we take Keldon Johnson out, we see a hit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 10. So 5 out of 10, 50% hit rate at 9.5 rebounds and assists. What if we take the other key player out, Devin Vassell? We take him out of the situation. Let's see what happens. Okay. Now we're talking, guys. Now we're talking. Last 5 games, that's all we care about. These are from this season. He's played 5 games without Keldon Johnson, without Devin Vassell. And at 9.5 rebounds and assists, he has gone over in 80% of those games. 4 for 5. not too shabby. So again, this is without Keldon, without Devin, but also Jeremy Sohan's going to be out tonight for San Antonio as well. So that's even more potential usage for a guy like Tre Jones, right? 4 for 5 though in those games without Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. I think that looks pretty good. 10.8 rebounds and assists per game. This could be one that we need to get on top of. All right, let's go ahead and put these guys back in, Johnson and Vassell. Let's take a look at what he's done against Utah. He's played the Utah Jazz once this season. This was back one day after Christmas, December 26th. Ended up with 10 rebounds and assists in that game versus the Utah Jazz. Utah, not very good defensively. They're going to be without some of their best guards. Obviously, Mike Conley Jr. not there anymore. Jordan Clarkson out. Colin Sexton out. Lauri Markkanen's even out. So the matchup here for the Spurs has become one that is much softer, much easier. In a game with a total of 234.5 with a 5.5 point spread, I think Tre Jones is looking kind of sweet. Colin saying Tre Jones is looking like the man today. Took the rebounds and assists over the assists because screw the hook. Points look a little low too. All right. Worth noting, Tre Jones looking kind of sweet. I'm going to go ahead and put him in. I think I've seen enough here. 4 out of 5 games. 4 out of 5 games. Why wouldn't I want to take Tre Jones for more than 9.5 rebounds and assists against a team that he's already covered once with 10? I think tonight he's got 11, maybe 12 in the bank tonight. So that's what we got so far. 4 picks. Luka Doncic, 23.5. That was Mr. David Gutierrez leaving that one. Appreciate you. Jimmy Butler, that was another one of our super chats. They came in. Jimmy Buckets versus the New York Knicks for more than 23.5 points. This is going to be the ultimate polarizing prop right here. There's going to be some of you who are rocking with DeMar DeRozan over 0.5 3-point makes, and then some of you who are like, no. I don't want any stomach ulcers. I'm going to leave DeMar DeRozan's 3-point makes out of my entry. And if that's you, more power to you. By all means, feel free to leave DeMar DeRozan out. I know it's a highly controversial play, but one that's not as controversial as Tre Jones here at 9.5 rebounds and assists. That one looks pretty darn good. So we got ourselves, what, 4? Do we want to push it? You guys let me know in the chat. Those of you who are watching live in the audience right now, do we want to push to 5 picks? And then once we reach 5 picks, do we want to push to 6 picks? Are we going for 10x tonight? We going for 25x tonight? You guys let me know. We can push our luck if you want. We can definitely push our luck. Some of you are saying 5. You want to play it a little safer, all right? 5 out of 5 pays 10 times your money on PrizePicks. Movie saying run that up to 6. Christian Frazier saying run that up to 6. Dave says stay somewhere between 5 and 6. Movie 5. Okay. We can go 5. We can go 6. Today is our lucky day. I went 5 out of 6 last night. Let me show y'all something real quick. These could bump, by the way, so if you're liking them, go ahead and squeeze them into one of your entries because they could bump. Let me show y'all something real quick. Ugh. What? This one right here. Oh, Lord Jesus, help me. Lordy B. Story time with CJ real quick. As you can see, I took the Curry Taco for more than 23.5 points. No problemo, right? Evan Mobley, Jared Allen was out. Good matchup against the Hawks. He crushed his 39.5 fantasy score, all right? Bam Adebayo, no problem. No Jimmy Butler, over the 39 fantasy score. We'll skip over this guy, Nick Richards, and come back to him. Lou Dort, no SGA. Lou Dort got it done. And then we had Xavier Tillman, over 24.5 fantasy score. No John Morant, no Steven Adams against the Orlando Magic. Yeah, I picked him against my team. He did his thing, Xavier Tillman. But this one right here is painful for one reason. Josh Giddey, Oklahoma City down 2, gets to the free throw line with just seconds left on the clock. Josh Giddey knocks down the first free throw. He makes the second one. Baby, we're going to overtime. Nick Richards is hitting. I just know it. All you got to do, Giddey, knock down the second one. The first one's the hardest one, right? He got that one out of the way. Josh Giddey knocked down the first free throw make. Time for the second free throw make, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeeze. No, it ain't lemon squeezy. Josh Giddey misses the second free throw. We do not get overtime. Nick Richards does not get more than 28.5 fantasy score. So instead of a potential payout of $625, it's only $50. Now listen, I'm all for doubling my money. But when you come this close, and I've done this a lot lately, my friends, done this a lot lately. When you come this close to glory, oh boy, does it hurt. I mean, we're talking another couple rebounds, a bucket and a board. I mean, one block gets him there. You know, there's a lot of different ways he could get 3 fantasy score. It hurts. But that's it, man. That was last night. We're looking forward to some green tonight. So far, again, to recap, Doncic over 23.5 first half PRA with Jimmy Buckets over 23.5 points. DeMar DeRozan for more than 0.5 3-point makes. And we got Tre Jones for those of you who are just joining. That's what we got so far. Let's go back to the optimizer here. Dave, you trying to rub it in, buddy? Huh? You cash Nick Richards rebounds. Well, good for you. All right, good for you. No, seriously, good for you. I'm glad that somebody made more than just 2 times their money. Hopefully, you know, you did. What else we got on the optimizer here? I'm looking for another plus EV play. Again, Brook Lopez looking fine for me. I would probably put him in if I didn't already have him in on another entry. I don't like to overexpose myself to any one player or any one prop. Although I did that yesterday. I took Bam over fantasy score and Bam over points and rebounds, and he covered both. So sometimes it works out in your favor, but I don't like to overexpose myself to too many players, same players, or same prop. So anyway, Bam Adebayo, speaking of the devil himself, Bam, 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This one's got a 53.9% chance that it goes under. Again, he's going against the New York Knicks tonight. Jimmy Butler's expected to play. Tyler Herro's going to be out there. Bam Adebayo's line might just be a touch too high at 29.5. Let's look at the Miami Heat situation here. Kyle Lowry, game time decision. Well, I guess Jimmy Butler is still technically listed as a game time decision. How confident are we that Jimmy Butler is going to play tonight? His neck was hurt, and that's why he did not play against Toronto. Okay, good to know. I might have to leave him out, being that he's a game time decision and his status is still up in the air. I might have to leave him out. I expect him to play, but that doesn't mean he will. You never know. Jimmy Butler? Yeah, Tim. Tyler Herro might. Yeah, Tyler Herro might be the safer play at this juncture. We're going to get to that super chat, Everyday Fantasy. I haven't forgotten. How sure are we that Jimmy Butler plays? I don't know anything more than what I'm reading here about his neck injury. I mean, did he just look at his cell phone one day far too long and then his neck started hurting and he was like, nah, I ain't going to play against Toronto, but I'll be back against the Knicks though. And I'm going to hang 30 on their head real quick. Is that what Jimmy Butler said? I don't know what's going on with his neck. Was he doing the Merton Hanks dance? Y'all remember Merton Hanks, safety for the 49ers back in the day? Y'all got to be old to know who I'm talking about. But I don't know anything about Jimmy Butler's status other than his neck's hurt. Maybe he slept funny. Maybe he needs to get an orthopedic memory foam gel-infused pillow so that his neck doesn't hurt and he's ready to play tonight. If he's out, well, then I don't want to take an under on Bam Adebayo. Maybe I would be more inclined to take an over on Tyler Herro, though, on them points. Neck soreness, could be risky. Maybe we just wait. Where's my entry at? Maybe we just wait on Jimmy Butler for right now. Maybe we just wait on all the Miami Heat for right now. Let's talk about this super chat that came in, all right? Everyday Fantasy, leaving a super chat. Salute to you. Again, that's our guy, Don P111. If you guys are in Discord, you know who he is. He's always posting them 6-pick bangers. And you might have himself a banger right here. He's got, if you guys scroll up a little bit, where'd that super chat go? Oh man, I got lost in the sauce. Everyday Fantasy's liking Spencer Dinwiddie's 8.5 assists for the over. He's saying this is a plus EV play, and this is also a play that has historically good hit rates. Over the last 5 games, he's gone over in 4 out of 5. Let's take a peek. Maybe Everyday Fantasy's about to lace our entry up with something sweet. Let's go find him here. Spencer Dinwiddie, Brooklyn Net. Are we confident that the Nets are still playing to win here, or are they like tanking? I haven't quite figured it out yet. I thought for a minute there that they were like ready to pull the plug on the whole situation. improve their draft stock, draft status. You had that one night where like all the starters only played like, what was it, like 1 or 2 quarters, the first half or something like that. I don't know who's coaching it. Jacques Vaughn's the head coach. I don't know what's going on with them. Do we think that they still have something to play for, though? I mean, I don't know what their situation is. Let me go to the playoff picture real quick. Let's refresh this thing. Brooklyn is definitely not in the playoff picture right now. As far as 7 through 10, you got Miami, Atlanta, Toronto, and Chicago all vying for a play-in spot. Okay, well, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there that, like, do we trust these guys at this stage of the season? Maybe. Let's go see if this play is a plus EV play. We're talking Spencer Dinwiddie and those dimes at 8.5. According to this here, we've got him at a 53.4% chance for him to go over at 8.5 assists. Okay, so there's that. It is plus EV, according to what we're seeing here on the Daily Grind Fantasy Optimizer. That's the first check mark, right? Let's go and pull a projection up here and see what these projection models are saying about Spencer Dinwiddie tonight. Ooh. Okay. 8.5 on PrizePicks, projected for 10.1 right here on the Action Labs projection tool. Okay. 10.1 on a line of 8.5. I can get a little excited about that. I can pick up on that. That's looking pretty spicy though, right? Let's go take a look at one other thing. Like I always tell you guys, seeing is believing. Sometimes it's just helpful to get into these game logs and see what's going on. Let's go to last 30 views. Okay, so he's hit the over in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of his last 9 games. 4 out of his last 5, 7 out of his last 9 games, or if we want to call it 10 games, we could do that. 7 out of his last 10, 70% hit rate. All right. Played Houston on March 7th, only 4 assists in that game. 4 assists, but he only played 28.7 minutes. So it was one of those weird games where he didn't really have a whole lot of minutes. Now, there's been a few of those games. If you look here on the right-hand side, March 7th against Houston, just 28.7 minutes. March 19th against Denver, 27 minutes. And then more recently, March 26th against Orlando, he plays less than 30 minutes in that game. So I want to see his minutes at 35 or more. I'm just a little concerned with the inconsistency that we're seeing for Spencer Dinwiddie in these minutes lately. Last 10 games, he's got a couple of games in there where he hasn't even touched 30 minutes or come close to touching it. But plus EV, yes. Projected well, absolutely, at 10.1 assists. So for me, I'll take a shot. I'll ride with Everyday Fantasy on this one. We're going to take the over at 8.5. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 plays. All right, we backed off of the Miami Heat situation until we get more news on Jimmy Butler. I kind of think that, like Roy said, maybe Jimmy will play today, but we're not guaranteed that he will play. Anything can happen, right? But he is up on the board, and when they put him up on the board and on these sports books, usually they have a little insider information that a player will be good to go tonight. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy Butler does what he does and ends up getting out there. Tim with some late breaking news here. He's talking about look at what he's done against Houston. Oh, well, he has played Houston quite a bit. Now, obviously, some of these games go back to when he was still with the Dallas Mavericks, so we have to take that with a grain of salt, right? Totally different situation, totally different team now that he's with Brooklyn. So how much stock are we putting into this? Not a lot for me personally, not a lot. But the most recent game when he was with the Brooklyn Nets against Houston, he did have 4 dimes, so that part is a little concerning. He's 0 for 1 technically since joining the Nets against the Houston Rockets. But those previous games, those were Dallas Maverick games. So throw those out, Tim. Don't be so scared. Necessarily scared. Okay. Long Live T comes through. He says, Miami lost yesterday. Brooklyn holds the 6th seed. Okay. Did I, sugar. Yeah. I totally overlooked Brooklyn. My bad, y'all. Thank you for correcting me. 40 and 35 are the Brooklyn Nets. My bad. Let me put some respect on the Nets. I just thought that they were like done for or something. I don't know. But yeah, 6th seed. Right now, they would play the Philadelphia 76ers if the playoffs were to start today. So, Brooklyn, there you go. Brooklyn, stand up. So yes, Brooklyn still plenty to play for. I don't know if they're looking to move up in the seeding. Maybe they're looking for a more favorable matchup. I don't know if they want to see Philly in the first round of the playoffs. Maybe they want to move up and play Cleveland. Maybe they want to move down and play Boston. I don't know. It looks like a tough matchup either which way you cut it, right, for the Brooklyn Nets. But yes, they are definitely still in the hunt. So my bad, Brooklyn Nets fans. My bad to any Brooklyn Nets players, associates, or anybody affiliated with the organization. I did not mean to overlook your team and disrespect you in that way. Truly sorry. Moving on here, any other plus EV plays that are standing out? I mean, we got ourselves a sweet little four piece right now, other than DeRozan. He might end up being the bad apple of the bunch, but we got 4 so far. We need 5. We've been looking for the 5th, the 6th. We want to cap this thing off here. What else we got? Devin Booker, he's sitting at 33. I'm not going to take that because, you know, it could tie, could push, and I don't want that. I don't want that for my entry. How about Nicholas Claxton? Under 9.5 rebounds going against the Houston Rockets. Now, the other night, similar situation with a guy named Mitchell Robinson going up against the Houston Rockets. His line was also set at 9.5 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson did not end up covering his 9.5 boards versus Houston. So you got Nicholas Claxton under 9.5 rebounds, 53.7% chance that he does stay under 9.5 boards. So let's go pull up a projection on this plus EV Claxton prop. Oh boy. Oh boy. Projected for just 8.5 on a line of 9.5. Again, he would need 10 to crush you. Projected for 8.5. So technically that's a 1.5 rebound difference, right? Not 8.5 projected rebounds. He could go for 8. He could go for 9. But it is a plus EV play. It is a play that is also projecting well. So we could check mark both of those. Let's just go and take a look at the rebound logs here for Mr. Nicholas Claxton. Ooh. So he's played Houston once this season, had 13 boards on March 7th against the Houston Rockets. So I'd have to dig in, see who was active, inactive for both squads, but he is 1 for 1 against Houston so far. Let's take a look at last 30 games. We'll go last 30 games. 16 for 30, 53% hit rate for Claxton. Taking a look at the last 10 here, just 4 for 10, 40% hit rate. He's got some big double-digit rebound games in there. We talked about the 13 against Houston, 12 against OKC, 14 against Sacramento, 10 most recently in Miami. He is 0 for his last 5 when it comes to rebounding the ball. 10 versus Miami, otherwise 9 against Orlando and Cleveland, 8 against Cleveland and Denver. Are you guys liking the over or under on Nicholas Claxton tonight? Houston surprisingly ranks 3rd in total rebounds allowed. 3rd meaning they're one of the more stingier teams, not allowing a ton of boards. There's only 2 teams allowing fewer rebounds per game than the Houston Rockets. And as far as defensive rebounds go, well, they're really good at keeping teams off the defensive glass too. They rank 2nd. There's only 1 team out there that's allowing fewer defensive rebounds than Houston. I don't know who it is, but that's actually kind of surprising. So that's your situation for Nicholas Claxton. Projected for 8.5. His line's 9.5. It's a plus EV play. It's projecting well. That's enough for me. You know, I'm a simple guy. I'm a simple man. Yeah, he's 1 for 1 versus Houston, but that was then. This is now. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 picks. Long Live T says, I would stay away from Nicholas Claxton going under 9.5 boards. You've been warned by Long Live T. Listen, if we stumble across something that's better than that, I'd be happy to take it. I took, speaking of taking it, I took Kevin Herter over 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists early this morning in my first look video. Again, guys, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you've rang that bell. In other words, turn those notifications on, all notifications for my content, so that you don't miss out on anything, okay? Because those first look videos, I think every single prop except for Brook Lopez, 8.5 rebounds and assists, ended up being bumped up or bumped down. Kevin Herter, one of those in today's first look video. He is now up at 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They're suggesting you take the under, but if I remember correctly, I believe Herter's projection was kind of nice today. Let me look again. Yeah, he's projected for 24.3 points, rebounds, and assists. So I definitely took the over at 21.5. Would I consider taking the under at 22.5? I'll probably say let's leave that one alone and find something better. Let's see. We got some chat messages coming through here. Live chat messages. Kyle Kaz is liking some Drew Holiday points for the over if Chris Middleton is out. I can get down with that. Long live T Sam. Michael Conley points. He likes it at 11.5. Conley's definitely been playing better lately. You know what I got to do though, right? You're asking about it. I got to see if it's a plus EV play or not. And it is slightly 50.7% chance to hit according to the odds here on various sports books. So 50.7, not a huge plus EV play. There's definitely better plus EV options up on the board. Let's go get you a projection real quick on Mr. Conley. Oh, we're not talking assists, we're talking points, right? 12.1 projected points on a line of 11.5, so he is projected to go over, but I think Minnesota's going to be pretty healthy tonight, correct? Or are we still waiting on news? Yeah, Ant Edwards, game time decision, more likely to play than not. Karl Anthony Towns, game time decision, more likely to play than not. So be careful with Michael Conley Jr., okay? He's going to probably revert to more of a facilitator role, maybe less scoring, more pass first. So you're going to have Ant-Man and you're going to have Cat back from what it looks like for Minnesota tonight. So probably going to back off of Mike Conley Jr. for those reasons, okay? But he is projected for 12.1. It's not a whole lot more than 11.5, but it is more. It is more. What else? Let's take one more question, and then we'll call it quits for today. We're a little over our 1 hour run time, so want to make sure that we're being mindful and respectful of your time. We're looking for a sixth pick. And maybe we've got one here with U-Tunes Music. Jordan Nwora under 6.5 boards. Can't say I've looked his way a whole lot, but let's look at it. Jordan Nwora, 6.5 rebounds. This one's got about a 53% chance for the under. He's playing for the Indiana Pacers these days. Once upon a time, Milwaukee Buck, no longer. He's with Indiana. 53% chance that it goes under at 6.5 boards. We're still waiting on some news for the Indiana Pacers, correct? Yeah, Miles Turner being the biggest one. We've already got confirmation that Duarte, Halliburton, Hield, all going to be out tonight. Not sure if Turner's playing or not. He is a game time decision. If he sits, probably see Isaiah Jackson move into the starting lineup alongside of Nwora, Nesmith. You got Benedict Mathurin, Andrew Nembhard, so that would kind of be your projected starting lineup going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. But let's take a look here. I'm probably going to wait on this one just for Turner news. But I got a projected rebound output for Nwora at 6.3 boards going up against his former team, the Milwaukee Bucks. So 6.3 at a 6.5 line for Jordan Nwora. Again, I'm just going to wait. I just want to wait. I want to see if Miles Turner's in or not. Andrew Nembhard, what did I call him? Aaron? Did I mess his name up? I'm good at that. Long live T. He's liking some Keegan Murray over 2.5 threes. Really like him to break the rookie record tonight. Tell me more, Long live T. Is there a rookie record that Keegan Murray is on the cusp of breaking for 3-point makes in a season? That's something that I have not heard of to this point. Let me go look at Keegan Murray real quick, though. You're liking the 3-point makes. I know he's been knocking them down recently. He's at 2.5. 2.5 going up against Portland. We talked about Portland and how bad their team is going to be tonight. No Damian Lillard, Simons, no Grant, no Nurkic. All those guys are out. So Keegan Murray, 50.9%, nearly 51% chance that he knocks down at least 3 triples tonight against a beaten, battered, and bruised, totally tapped out Portland Trailblazers team, right? They really don't have nothing going on anymore, nothing to play for. It's pretty much, this season is done for them. He is projected for 2.8 3-point makes, though. 2.8 3-point makes, pretty good odds on some of these books for him to go over, minus 120. Long Live T says he sits at either 3 or 4 threes away from Donovan Mitchell's rookie record facing bad Portland defense. Big facts, though. Lil Bro Maori TV says, check out Anthony Edwards' assist, please. I did this morning. I actually took him over at 3.5 dimes. Took him over at 3.5 assists. He was projected at something like 4.1. So I think this one got bumped up from 3.5 up to 4. So if you're thinking about considering it at 4 on PrizePicks, probably wouldn't take it at this point. I'd probably just say leave it alone. There's going to be more picks, more value plays that sort of pop up. Dave says Luka's first half PRA got bumped up. Shoot. Well, we didn't get it in at 23.5. At least I didn't. Hopefully you did. Hopefully you did. I might force the issue though and go ahead and take him at 23.5 anyway. Dave, I'm going to rely on you. You tell me, Dave, do we take it anyway at 24.5? Or do we leave it alone? Long live T. We've been streaming for about 7 days straight. Well, I've taken some breaks in between, but like 7 days in a row. I haven't gone for 7 days straight, but Christian's saying yes. Dave's saying yes. Let's just roll the dice and take it anyway, even though it's bumped up. All right, we'll take that. We'll take that. So Keegan Murray threes, or do we want to go Domantas Sabonis over first half PRA? That was another one that somebody mentioned. Keegan Murray sitting out here at 2.5 3-point makes. He did have a bad game against Minnesota, but previously knocked down 6 against Utah, Phoenix, 3 against Boston, 6 again against Utah. So he's typically pretty good at knocking them down. We talked about Portland. Poor Portland. When is Damian Lillard going to be on a contender, man? Here's what you could expect from Portland tonight. RC, y'all help me out. Arcia Diacano. Lord. Sharp, Shaden Sharp, I know him. Matisse Thybulle, Nasir Little, and Drew Eubanks is the projected starting lineup at this moment for the Portland Trail Blazers. The good thing about Keegan Murray being a rookie is that even if this game does get out of hand like it's expected to at 13.5 point spread, Keegan Murray probably would get, some rookie run, we call it, in a blowout type of situation. Maybe, possibly. 235.5 though, that's the total. One of my favorite sayings is after a flop, go back to a prop. And in this case, his last game against the Minnesota Timberwolves was absolutely a flop, wasn't it? Just 1 3-point make. So maybe we go back to Keegan Murray tonight for 3 3-point makes. That could be one. As someone else mentioned, Sabonis for first half PRA could be another one. Let's look at that one. Where you at, Domas? Damn, where is he at? Oh, there he is. 22? Oh, man. No, man. I'd rather take Keegan Murray and take my chances with him making 3 3-point makes rather than Sabonis possibly tying or pushing, to be honest with you. I've been trying to avoid these push props. I hate them. Let's look at something real quick, though. I'm gonna humor you, you Sabonis first half truthers out there. I'm gonna take a look at this one. I want to see if it's worth playing. Maybe he can crush 22 against this really, really bad Portland team, right? Really, really bad Portland team. I mentioned before, this is his father's former team, Arvydas Sabonis. Maybe Pops will be at the game tonight, and Domantas Sabonis will come out there and just smash, right? Let's bump him to 22.5 because we want to see his ability of hitting 23 or more first half points, rebounds, and assists. Against Portland, 1 for 2, 12, and more recently, end of February, 25 first half PRA. So 1 for 2. Okay. Neither one of these games were in Portland. Both of these were in Sacramento. What about last season? Can we just go back? He played 1 game at Portland. I don't even know if he was with Sacramento at that point. So forget that. But yeah, 1 for 2. Victor saying centers have been killing Portland. No doubt about that. Lillard out for the season. Yes, he is. He is shut down. But all right. You guys have convinced me. I'll do it. Maximum of 6 picks allowed. Oh, we got to get rid of Keegan Murray. We got to get rid of Keegan Murray. You guys want to go Domantas Sabonis first half PRA over Keegan Murray? All right. Well, you know, oddly enough, I had both Luka Doncic and Domantas Sabonis as the thumbnail players in both of my videos today. So I guess we'll call it White Boy Wednesday, right? We're going to ride with Sabonis and Luka Doncic over their first half PRA lines. Listen, I'm not going to go super crazy with this. I'm not a high roller like some of you folks out there, but White Boy Wednesday, Luka and Domantas Sabonis going over their first half PRA. We're going to send it in $10 to win $250 on PrizePicks. There you go. That's what we got, my friends. Those of you who want to tail it, please go ahead. Luka did get bumped by 1 PRA when we started this. We're riding with it anyway. We got faith in these guys, right? And that was the earlier slip from the first look video. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you're subscribed. You're going to want to make sure that you have those notifications turned on, because as soon as I drop a video, there's going to be some value in it. And that value will dry up on you quickly on PrizePicks. They are quick to bump up, bump down. And that's just the way it goes down on PrizePicks. So you gotta have those notifications turned on. I'm dropping like 2 videos a day at this point. All right, I'm trying to get back in the good graces of the YouTube algorithm overlords. You guys can help me get back in their good graces. Hit the like button, comment once this video goes up on the replay on YouTube. When the replay goes up on YouTube, go make sure you're subscribed, comment on it, and hit the like button. And those 3 things will get us back in the good graces of the YouTube algorithm overlords. And it will also get you a risk-free 2-pick power play on PrizePicks. I'm giving out free entries every single day. You get both of these picks right. If you're chosen, you get both of these picks right. You win $100 on PrizePicks, $100 in your pocket. Nobody else is doing this but me. All right. All right. Todd, congratulations. You're the winner from yesterday's comment section. So get into today's comment section once I end the show and leave a comment. Your favorite pick, prop, play of the day. Maybe it's just something nice you want to say to me, like, hey, I love your content, dude. All right. Todd's the winner today. Okay, Christian? Todd's the winner. But I appreciate all of you. Guys, I'm out of here. It's been a fun stream. We'll catch you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern time, live right here on YouTube. And like I said, I'll be releasing an early look video with some value. Make sure that you have those notifications turned on so you don't miss out on the value, okay? It's important. Catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.